I'm working on doing more tournaments. They're all going to be on Master Duel. It's just easy to work with. I have already contacted the winners of the Megaton giveaway. I wanted to give to more people, but they weren't even on the Discord. It's in the rules that you have to be on Discord to win. I appreciate the support. Hopefully next time you're on the Discord so I can message you. Another giveaway immediately starts. I will update the giveaway on the Discord as per usual. What are we giving away? I don't know yet. It could be a Megaton, it could be a booster box. There are always going to be multiple winners. Right now, on the screen, I'm holding the winners. Hold on. Okay. Another one. This is a new series I'm working on called Learning Yugioh decks. Yugioh cards? I'm just gonna call it Learning Yugioh. But basically, you guys tell me which deck do you want me to learn in the comment section below. I will feature a comment from whichever deck I pick, make a version of the deck that works for me, then playtest it. Today is Raidraptors. This is the deck list. My reasonings are pretty simple. After testing out the deck, I realized that as long as I have a dark monster on the field, I could pretty much get all of these cards out. So I prioritize that. Spam the field. Now I could go through every single card, but it's kind of pointless to really tell you what they all do. Like most of these cards, you guys know what they do already, right? The reason Maxi is in here is because I usually play on Master Duel now, but I would just play Raidraptor Bloom Vulture instead of Maxi. Not for drawing power, but just because it's a good card, in case you were wondering. What if it was TCG? Right off the bat, this is the bad part about drawing Maxi. You realize how I have two of them joints right there, but they're kind of useless since my opponent just kind of ended their turn. And look, because I didn't prioritize anything else, look at that. I am now stuck with Maxi in my hand, right? And two Falcons right here. One isn't even a level 4. How do I rank my cards? At least that's what I would say if I didn't particularly learn the deck. I need to somehow get out of this problem. So this one right here. If all monsters you control are Raidraptors, you can special summon this card. Alright, so I want this card's second effect where it lets me add it back, like one of it from my deck. So what I would do is I would summon this one, right? And then I would use this card's effect to special summon it. Trying to ask me if I want to Maxi myself. I mean, no. Getting that one out. And then I would immediately special summon the Link, which allows me to special summon one level 4 Dark Wing Beast in defense mode and negate its effects, right? So, I'm going to go into that. Real quickly. Right? Then I could use Lanius effect to add it. Then I could use its effect to special summon. So we're not running Maxi. That's a waste of my time. Right? You see how Maxi kind of hampered my play? A lot of people say, you know, Maxi isn't fair, but it's fair because I believe that as long as everybody can use the card, it's a good card. If one person alone could use it, it ain't fair. Now, is it good for the game? Heck no. Card is toxic as hell. But it's fair in that anybody could use it. See, I'm going through it. Keeps asking me about the Maxi. I ain't worried about that. Right? Now, I have two level 4s meeting my requirement. If you haven't been following along, this is a deck that needs rank 4s. Well, two level 4s that make a rank 4. Because my opponent could be playing Nibiru, this is actually my 5th summon, and this all could have got exploded. Just letting you know, this all could have been gone. But I digress. We continue. We go into Raiders Night. Just gonna go into Raiders Night. Put it right here. Again, could have been Nibiru. Alright? Anything could have happened here. It's not happening, but it could have. Right? We already got the Lanius effect, so I'm prioritizing getting other effects. Now, I make this into Brave Trade. Right? The effect will trigger of my boy White Strike over there. Again, you can get ashed. You gotta be prepared for stuff like that. Alright? I'm gonna add to my hand. See, this one I can go directly into the big boy. No problem. So, I'm kind of thinking this one for the level 7. Right? Simply because the level 7 makes me nib proof. So if they was like holding the Nibiru until later on, I could pretty much now go, nah, you can't hold that Nibiru. Your effect won't work. This card right here, you know, this card gains attack equal to the, what am I looking for here? You can attach one, set one, So a trap. Okay, so because this one already got the card, usually I would use this card's effect. So I'll do it. So I'll add to hand. Right? I'll send this. Doesn't really matter. Right? I would normally add to hand this card right here that allows me to use a card in the grave and a card on the field to rank myself up into a bigger monster. Right? That's usually what I would do. Right? Main thing, we take the level 5, well, rank 5, and make it into a rank 7. Right? Now, the reason I say that this card is nib proof is because if you hit this card and it ends up in the graveyard, right? If it ends up in the graveyard, I could special summon an XYZ monster, a Raidraptor 1, from my extra deck. So, if you check their extra deck, I could just summon any of these guys. So the big towers-like effect monsters that are unaffected, I could just special summon those cards. So, what I would do here, if I didn't have this card here, this White Strix, I would use this effect, send a Raid Knight, and then I would get a card that has maybe a graveyard effect or an effect that helps me, well, it has to be a graveyard effect because these effects are going to get negated once they get special summon type stuff. So I would get something like Raider's Wing if I had another plan. Right now, it doesn't really matter what I get. Right? It doesn't really matter what I get because Raider's Wing would make it so that whatever I made with it, unaffected. Right? So what you should do here is use your own monsters to summon another Wise Strix on top of this. Now I'm gonna use this Wise Strix right here because I like Raider's Wings effect of making me, unable to be unable to be targeted, right? And now I could use the effect of the card I just sent by ranking up. Now by linking together. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, well, you did it yourself. Yes, it affects either way. Whether I do it or they do it, its effect activates as long as it has a Raidraptor attached to it, right? Now, what I would do here is I would go into Ultimate Falcon. Now, why don't I go into the level 12? Well, the level 12 has the effect of nuking the board. My opponent has one card. I'm not worried about that one card, right? Ultimate Falcon, unaffected by most things. There's a couple effects that could actually hit it, but it's unaffected in general. I have seen my words ran together, I apologize. I've seen a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels where they go into the 12 anyway, and I feel like that's a waste of time. Alright, back to what we were talking about. Here, I got the Ultimate Falcon. Now I can activate the spell card, right? The spell card, you can target 3 of your Raidraptor monsters that are banished or in your graveyard, place them on the bottom of your deck, then draw a card, right? I'll just use that card. I'll just use that effect, right? The card that was banished, Lanius's, because they're awesome, put back to 5. So, 1 Lanius, the 5, the card that lets me, add a card to my hand. Those are the ones I want. Free draw, got into that, right? I would set this card so that I could rank up later, but I don't trust that my opponent won't destroy it. So, with the Maxis that I have, for some reason I got 2 Maxis, 2 Effect Veilers, so a bunch of hand traps I can't use. Let's find out what our opponent does next. Alright, so moving on, let's go into the end phase. I will trigger the Ultimate Falcon, which is now going to punish them for not having a monster. Oh, they're about to special summon, I think. Special summon 1 Dark Magician from your hand or graveyard, it says here. Okay, so they're gonna special summon a card. I have 2 Maxis. I'm gonna use one. Right? They take 1,000. Oh, they didn't special summon. I thought it was gonna special summon or something like that. Yeah, I thought it was gonna special summon from their hand or graveyard or something like that. They didn't. What did they do? They added a magic. Okay, that's fine. That's just fine with me. Now they're doing the okay. I could change that effect if I wanted to, but no. I mean, they just end their turn? It just ended their turn. What? Oh, okay. So I'll add again. Yeah, I could do this one. I could just bring back one of my Raidraptors and go up again. Yeah, I could just go up again, honestly. There's so many options here. I could even banish and rank up one that I... let's just get this one. Yeah, see, I got Lanius again. So I would just normal summon this. Its effect would let me special summon Lanius. I'll special summon an attack. It doesn't matter. I'll special summon an attack mode. And now I would just go into... What could I go into here? Because this is like easy peasy now. Like it's over. I would make it so that we can no longer be targeted. So I would use this and Lanius, I guess. Put them right here. Right? I'll activate the spell card. The rest of these don't matter. I get the trap to my hand now. Maxie's still alive. We got this. We got this. Like, what am I losing here? I could just rank into anything, right? What we got in the grave? I got a 4. I could go into the 8 right now, blow up the backfield, right? Without any struggle at all. 35. I think I got enough for game. It's kind of pointless to overdo. Like, I have enough for game. Easy. 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 Main takeaway from this deck is that you want to have recursion. Even though I drew 2 Maxies, which didn't help me, and 2 Effect Veilers that didn't help me, I still had the ability to search every card I needed in my deck myself. Could Droll have shut me down? Surely. Draw thee out, as they say. That would have been like stopping me after I already had the cards to go forward though. Like only Nibiru really could have did something to me there. And I feel like even with the nib, I had the opportunity to keep going because of this little boy right here. This Mimikry Lanius. Because when it hits the grave, I could use it to search any of my, spell and traps that have Raidraptors in the name. So I would just get Roost the same way I got Roost last time. And then I could use Roost's effect. Right? Roost's effect to target 3 of the Raidraptors that pretty much got destroyed by Nibiru. Right? But it would be a big token. I'm not gonna lie, it would be a huge token. But got destroyed by the Nibiru. I would use 3 of them to get to draw a card. Maybe I could, recoup my field and keep going. But it could have stopped. That's why you always prioritize going into the level 7. Rank 7, I guess. Hold on, where is he at? The rank 7, the Arsenal Falcon, right? Because it says here, if this card has any number of Raidraptor monsters as material, it can attack up to that many times during each battle phase, right? But the real effect you want to look at is if this card is sent to the graveyard while it has a Raidraptor monster as material, you can special summon one Raidraptor XYZ from your extra deck except Raidraptor Arsenal Falcon. And if you do, attach this card from your graveyard to it as material. Now this makes the perfect card we like to call... Where he at? Where my boy? Ultimate Falcon with an attachment. That's automatic. They losing 1,000 attack all the time, right? And you know what's the best part about them losing that 1,000 attack? Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to them losing 1,000 attack. Now, you're saying to me, Nico, what if they have no monsters to lose 1,000 attack? Isn't that a waste of time? Without using the attachment on the end phase of your turn, this card automatically makes them lose 1,000 attack. Also, if they control no monsters, inflict 1,000 damage to your... So they're taking 1,000 damage anyway. Getting rid of the attachment is probably like your last ditch effort to win the duel. Like, hey, I can't wait. I have to beat them right now. I gotta make all their monsters weak in attack. It happens. You can get desperate. Nobody's perfect. And the level 12 is even worse. This card right here is what I like to call, why was it printed? It is a boss monster of boss monsters. During your opponent's turn, while they're setting up their board, right? Let's say they're spamming a bunch of monsters in your field, but you realize none of these monsters will stop you from using a spell rank up, right? So now you go into this level 13. I said 12 before, I think. Level 13, right? Let me read this card for you. Unaffected by other card effects. So automatically, once this card hits the field, they're crying, right? If this card is XYZ summoned, you can, You can destroy as many cards your opponent controls as possible. Then if this card has 3 or more Raidraptor XYZ monsters with different names as material, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the combined original attack of the destroyed monsters. It's a board wipe that also inflicts damage based on the attack of the monsters you destroyed. And it's not like it's just destroying the monsters. It destroys as many cards your opponent controls as possible. It's not even hard to make. Let's say hypothetically, right? I kept any of these Raidraptors that I made in that previous duel just on the field chilling, right? I always like this card right here, because you could use 2 Raidraptor XYZs that add up to making a monster, but it really isn't the one I abuse, okay? The one I abuse would be Phantom Knights Rank Up Magic. Now, why do I abuse this card? Because it's my least favorite. It requires a lot of sacrifice, okay? Because once you do this, you pretty much need this spell card right here to recoup, or else you pretty much got rid of all your cards. In short, right, it says here, banish 1 or more dark monsters from your graveyard, then target 1 dark XYZ monster you control. Special summon from your extra deck 1 Phantom Knight, Raidraptor, or XYG Dragon XYZ monster, whose rank equals to that of the targeted monster you control plus the number of monsters banished. I usually, you know, do my little rank up, and then make the level 7 right here, right? And it normally has the 3 materials attached to it. The Raidraptor, it has Raider's Knight, Brave Tricks underneath it. So that's already 3 right there, right? These 3 right here attached to it. Then I would hit them with the Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Force. And all I have to do, because, you know, it's already 7, right? I just need 6 cards, i.e. the 6 cards that I most likely use to get to the Arsenal Falcon, right? Or other cards I pitched along the way to get to the Arsenal Falcon by using, you know, my Swallow's Kauri here that pitches 1 to get another one, right? I would use those 6 monsters that are in the graveyard, banish those, go into the 13 here, destroy your field completely. Your monsters, your spells, your traps, all gone. You take that damage directly to the face, and you can't really respond because it's unaffected by other card effects. A lot of decks have that recursion as well, so they might be able to recoup, but what if you do it before they form that recursion? The burn isn't that necessary. I'm trying to waste your resources. You might end up with 1 or 2 monsters still on the field after you recur, I guess, right? But now I have a 4,000 attack monster. Listen to me. 4,000 attack monster that still has its effects. You gotta pack it up. Again, just screenshot the deck list if you want to copy. Here it is. There's nothing perfect about this list. It's just a list that I personally use because this is how I understand the deck to work. And this is how it works functionally for me. You need to edit it so that it functionally works for you. Put whatever you need inside the deck to make it as consistent for you as you understand it. Do not try to just understand what I understand, okay? Work with the deck. Nobody's perfect. You live and you learn it again and again till I get it right. You screenshot it? Alright, I'll just quickly go over, you know, the monsters real quick just in case you don't, you know their names. Just quickly going through them. Nothing too crazy. Alright, this is, I got that ash in there, you know, I got that ash in there. I don't think you really care for this Maxi being here. Again, I would just go Bloom Vulture because its effect is amazing, right? Because you could just special summon it and another card, so instantly 2 level 4s on the field. Painlanius, Effect Veiler. You're gonna need this. You probably don't want to believe, but you're gonna need this. This is great bait. This is great bait. You get to force somebody to negate an effect. It's great bait. Alright? Same as Infinite Impermanence. You get to force them to negate an effect. And I have Dark Ruler no more in here because people always think to yourself, oh man, you're gonna make a big monster, but now you can't attack. I don't need to attack. It's unaffected. I'm just gonna wait till your turn, blow up your field, and then attack on my turn. The deck can stall. Got all the time in the world. I promise you, this deck does not need to rush. We could take our time and beat you because our big boss monsters are unaffected by anything. Anything. I mean, there's some cards that go around it because it doesn't affect the monster itself. It affects the opponent. But you know, it's like evenly matched. Like if you know they play evenly matched, I believe you have to get rid of your cards anyway. So yeah. Got call by. This is to stop like that Ash nonsense or draw. You know what I'm saying? Cosmic Cyclone, because there might be a card on the field that annoys you and you need it gone. Get it gone. You know, get it gone. Is there a deck you want me to learn? Is there a deck you like that you want to see if I could play it? Is there a deck you think I could never understand? Tell me in the comment section below. If I like the deck, I will try to understand the deck. It will most likely take me a little bit. I don't just understand decks. Like this deck took me a while to actually grasp how to make it the way I could use it. I lost many duels and I probably will continue to lose. All right. It's not perfect. It's just the way I understand it to work, and it's how I've been succeeding.